first fight of the evening is in the Tuff-N-Uff light heavyweight division. Introducing first, standing in the blue corner, with an MMA record of 0 wins and 1 loss, fighting out of Cobra Kai, Las Vegas, Nevada, Narcesse. His opponent stands across the cage in the red corner, making his MMA debut tonight, fighting independently out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Mackoowski. Referee in charge of the action inside the cage is Nick Jones.
So Andre Narcisse in the blue trunks has been pacing nonstop. You see 6'2", the taller opponent. Let's see if he can handle that emotion. So Mackoowski looks equally pumped as well. He's in the black.
Hey, you know, don't get it twisted either. Cobra Kai Jiu-Jitsu, but they got some good striking, some of them guys in there.
You know, I've said it in the pros as well. When you're coming off a loss, like both of these are coming off, I think they come in a little bit more hungry and focused. You know, nobody wants to get on a streak, on a losing streak. So I expect these guys to be finely tuned and ready to go.
High pace to open, to say the least. Oh, nice body shot there from Narcisse. Just 2-minute rounds here in the amateur ranks. It's a long 2 minutes, though, especially when you're making your debut or very early on in your career.
You know, with this pace, obviously, the skill set, it's going to be very important to see who's the most prepared, but I think the gas tank is so important, you know what I mean? Big
right hand. Narcisse doing a good job of blocking Mackoowski's attacks and answering very well, especially with those counter shots to the body.
He looks really comfortable right now, and I like the way how he's stalking his opponent, but not overcommitting.
Like Narcisse pacing back and forth. I mean, if that's his style, that's his style, but I've heard it from, you know, high-level fighters. You want to temper that energy and use it, and, you know, hopefully he can keep this up. So far, so good, though.
Yeah, Narcisse pressing against the cage there, lands a couple of combinations inside. Mackoowski is firing heavy shots, kind of wild, looping right hands. Now you see him driving in for the takedown, but Narcisse just turns him into the cage.
Yeah, it looked like he had enough of the stand-up, wanted to take the fight to the ground. It got to the ground right now, all right, but Narcisse on top, inside control.
Yeah, excellent drop there, right into side control, and steps over easily into the mount. 30 seconds left in this opening round.
And John, like you stated, we only have 2-minute rounds, so he's got to get to work right now. But so far, he's winning this fight in this round.
Mackoowski holding tight underneath. Wants to prevent anything. Final seconds of the opening round. Narcisse not going to be able to get much offense from the top. But certainly, I think, gentlemen, he did enough to win that opening round.
He banked that round 10-9 for sure.
Goes, what did you think from Mackoowski? Obviously, here in his amateur debut, looked a little nervous at first, you know, throwing some heavy shots. What did you think about his performance, and what can he change?
You know, he's definitely got to settle down. That's the first thing. I think the corner has to get him settled down. And I think as the fight wore on, his shots became a little bit more telegraphed. You know, he lowered his head a little bit, and like you said, he was throwing bombs, but he wasn't really looking to see where those shots are going to land. So if I were his corner, I'd tell him you need to settle down a little bit more movement, and pick your shots a little better.
George, you know, if you're in Narcisse's corner, does he just keep doing what he's doing?
Yeah, so far, I mean, he's controlling the pace. It looks like he's comfortable, you know, with the stand-up, and he doesn't feel like Mackoowski has much to offer. So I think he's going to do exactly what he did in round 1.
Interestingly enough, Mackoowski did not sit down between rounds. I don't know if he's trying to send a message in his amateur debut, or maybe somebody just forgot to bring the stool in. I don't know. So round 2 underway here, a light heavyweight bout. Andre Narcisse in the blue trunks, Steve Mackoowski in the black.
I hope nobody pulls out a pin out of that thing on Mackoowski's chest. Otherwise, we're ducking for cover. Nice little leg kick to start things off for Narcisse. Looks like the corner of Mackoowski might have told him, hey, take that center of the cage, because he's out there a bit.
Chopping the leg, and you saw Mackoowski's left leg buckle already from that work. There's that wild right hand. Oh, big counter right from Narcisse. As you mentioned earlier, Mackoowski throwing power, but telegraphing it a little bit.
A little bit. You know, you could see Narcisse is out of the way before it even gets to him. And yeah, I'd be curious to see. Narcisse got that takedown so easily early on and passed the guard so easily. I'd like to see him maybe work some of that. Maybe he can get a finish here.
Yeah, great point. He stepped over into mount right away in the first round, but didn't have enough time to capitalize on the position.
I mean, you can just tell with Narcisse, of the two, obviously more polished. Both have a ton of work, but Narcisse is keeping his hands up. He's establishing a jab. you know, and on the ground he looks like he's the better of the two as well. This is his fight to lose.
Looked like Narcisse got a front kick to the cup there. Referee Nick Jones did not see it. Chose to let him fight on. Mackoowski's hands dangerously low.
Yeah, he's packing that big right hand, but like you guys said, he's just telegraphing it.
Narcisse continues to chop away that lead leg. You can see the thigh reddening there. Another kick to the groin. We continue to fight on. At least that's what Narcisse thought.
I'd like to see a little bit of more of a jab established here in this fight, you know, from Narcisse, and keep his guy at a distance and then follow up with the combinations.
Yeah, he really did work the jab well early in the round, but not sticking with it.
I'd like to see what Mackoowski's going to do other than that big right hand.
Yep. Final seconds of the second round here. Been a more tentative pace from each of them. Narcisse comfortable countering right now. Well, a closer round than the first round for sure, but in my mind, still a clear winner here with Narcisse. Gentlemen agree?
Exactly. That's how I would score it. I like Mackoowski's activity, but a lot of his punches got blocked too.
Right. Yeah, you said it, George. He was firing heavy shots, and that's fantastic to see. But again, they were just coming from too far away. Narcisse was able to see him. He was able to block him. I'm not sure he ever really absorbed any of them, to be honest with you. So it goes. You know, we think Mackoowski's down 2 rounds to none at this point. What do you do now if you're in the corner? What's the adjustment?
It's a tough adjustment. You see the stool's out this time, so he may be a little bit more tired than early on, but he's definitely just got to set up his punches. You know, he can't just come in one at a time like that. But unfortunately, it might be a little too late for something like that. I think he's just got to swing for the fences here and hope he finishes his opponent.
And I don't see why Narcisse would break away from what he's been doing.
All right, we're ready for the third and final round here in this light heavyweight bout. Andre Narcisse in the blue trunks. We've got him ahead 2 rounds to none. Steve Mackoowski in the black. And Mackoowski moves forward quickly.
Yeah, he's loading up that big right.
He was loading up the right. Narcisse looked for the takedown.
Oh, he's egging on Narcisse as well.
Well, credit to Mackoowski. I think he realizes he's down on the cards and he's coming out trying to get something done.
Yeah, well, that's what he needs to do. He land a big punch. We don't feel like he can win the round and win the fight because we think he's down, so he's going to have to finish his fight. And it's up to Narcisse to stay disciplined. You know, there's nothing wrong with him going for the finish either, but at the same time, don't expose yourself to a mistake.
Yeah, certainly don't want to cruise when you're up 2 rounds to none. A, because you don't know what the judges are thinking would be. You don't want to leave yourself open to something silly because you've lost focus.
That's a good point. As much as we want to say he's up 2 rounds to nothing, you know, that second round was a little bit closer. Who knows how the judges scored it?
You know, you see Narcisse's left hand. He keeps putting it up right away. The second there's a movement from Mackoowski. It's because he knows that big right hand's coming. Mackoowski perhaps, you know, throw a couple feints. He might be able to get your punch in there.
Oh, big right hand counter over the top for Narcisse. Yeah, it goes, I agree. If he maybe come underneath it, you know, come with a different angle, throw an uppercut, or maybe even come with a left, you know, a lead left hook.
Now, John, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, right now he's just relying on that right.
John, you've done your fair share of Tuff-N-Uff fights. What's the policy with blood? You know, I know there's times when they do stop it and sometimes they don't, but obviously we see on Narcisse there's some trickling down out of his nose. Sure,
yeah, with the amateurs, obviously they're going to take a little bit more safety precautions. I think if it was in any other place other than coming down from his nose, they probably want to take a look at it. Obviously these are not professional prize fighters. These are men that hope to be there someday, but we need to be using caution as a primary rule. Oh, the big right hand continues to land for Narcisse. Excellent counter work.
I think Narcisse smells blood, and not just because it's trickling out of his nose. He's landed some nice power shots.
Really has, and this is just wild swinging here.
I think that was more of a trip.
Yeah, I do too. I think he's a little bit more off balance. Well,
fun fight.
Spirited work there at the end. You got to say, you know, Mackoowski in his amateur debut, I don't think he's going to come away with the victory, but there's always lessons to be learned. But credit to the effort he put in the final second.
He showed a lot of heart. You know, I think he had an idea that he was down in the fight, but he came out, he pushed the pace, and he just got in, you know, 6 minutes of work. So I think he should be okay with at least the effort that he put. You know, he competed. He didn't just lay down.
Sure, and I think Andre Narcisse as well, a little bit less than 2 months after his amateur debut, has got to be happy about coming back and bouncing back with a victory here after losing his first fight.
As much as these guys want to go out there and steamroll somebody, get the fight over with in 10 seconds, 20 seconds, so much valuable experience comes from the time that you do log into the cage.
Yeah, nothing wrong with spending a few extra minutes in there. That's what the amateur ranks are all about.
Well, we even hear that in the professionals, from the professionals. You know, they sometimes like to drag it out a little bit more. Daniel Strauss is one of those guys that loves to be in there the whole time and then beat on his opponent. He learns a lot from it.
So an entertaining scrap to open the night. We think Andre Narcisse is going to walk away with a decision victory, but let's take it up to our ring announcer, Justin Bernard, and get the official call.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of war, we have your winner by unanimous decision, the blue corner, Andre Narcesse.
So as expected, Andre Narcesse does walk away with the unanimous decision, levels his record to 1-1. Steve Mackoowski falls to 0-1 in his first amateur fight, but we'll sure he'll be back for more and show those signs of improvement that we always get to see here at Tuff-N-Uff. Stay tuned. We got plenty more action here.